name is Dr. Esther Trufan, and in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make a bleach solution. Our bleach is a commercial 4.5% bleach solution. Yours may be different, so please check the back of the label. This is the one that I will be using for today's experiment. Because this is a large container and it is unwieldy, we're going to use a smaller beaker for our pouring purposes. Because we're making a solution, we will be diluting the bleach with deionized water. Because we're making a solution, we will be using a volumetric flask. And for today, this will be a 100 milliliter volumetric flask. To make sure that we are not going to exceed the mark, we will be using a pipette and a bulb. And to measure a reasonably exact volume of bleach solution that we're starting with, we will be using a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder. So let's get started. Because our solution is not acidic, we don't have to pour any water into our volumetric flask at the beginning. We start with our solute. We open up our bleach container, pour a small amount into our beaker, and then we set it aside. Then we take our bleach solution and we pour 5 milliliters of it into our graduated cylinder. If we are very close, but we want to be very exact, we may use a pipette and a bulb to make adjustments and get it to exactly 5.00 milliliters. In my case, it is 4.97 milliliters, and that is close enough to the 5 milliliters that I am satisfied with my measurement. I will take my volumetric flask, remove the cap, and transfer my 4.5% bleach solution into it. In order to make sure that all my bleach solution has transferred into my volumetric flask, I will add 2 or 3 small increments of deionized water into my graduated cylinder to transfer all the remaining bleach solution, which was rather sticky, into the volumetric flask. And with this, we can consider all our bleach solution fully transferred into our volumetric flask. Next, we are going to add deionized water. And if we stop before we reach the neck of the volumetric flask, it will allow for easy swirling of the solution, which will produce a homogeneous solution. And now we are closing in on the neck of the volumetric flask. And we're getting closer to the mark that will indicate the final volume. There is quite a bit of bubbling there, so we may want to wait for a couple minutes for some of those bubbles to dissipate, because at the end, we want to make sure that the meniscus of the solution sits comfortably right at the 100 milliliter mark. If we carefully add a couple drops of water to it, some of those bubbles may dissipate. And the top of the bubble layer is right now at the mark, but we want the meniscus of the solution to be there, so we can continue adding small drop-wise increments of the deionized water. And we're right there. Our excess deionized water from the pipette is going to go into a waste container from here. And with that, we know that the volume of the solution is where it needs to be. We added the required amount of our solute stock solution, and we can put the cap back on. Now we can turn it upside down a couple times and make sure that our solution is homogeneous and ready for the next step of our application. If at this stage more bubbles form, that's of no consequence because we know that the solution inside will have the correct concentration. A concentration that we need to calculate based on our concentration from the commercial stock solution and the volumes that we used to make this solution.